Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's happening early in the AM. Early in the AM. What we got? We got 13 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. What's up, y'all? Listen. Hey, what's up, Robin? I see you flying here. They can't see you. Somebody told me they don't ever see you guys when I try to put you on camera and shit. These front phones don't do good. Let me see. So you can't even zoom it in. Something powerful. Well, strange but powerful. Well, it's not really strange. I don't even know why I'm using that word. Something just came to me. And it was a hell of an understanding. It was relating to this system out here that we live in. You know, there's a thing in the book, in the Bible, it talks about the number 666. I don't know. I think it's in Revelations 13 or something, if I'm not mistaken. But it speaks of that without that number, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. And it's called the mark of the beast. So the mark of the beast will be it'll be a system. How do I know? Because reading that chapter or that verse, it's true if you don't have his mark. What is the mark? I believe that the mark is your willingness to support this particular system. No matter what it does, you support it. And so whatever the system is granting the people, and you support that system that it's granted, you see, all that thing is funded by the beast. You see, it's all funded by the beast. So when people say the mark of the beast and they look at something on their forehead and they look at something in their hand, you're talking about something that you think about, or you're talking about something that you grab or you hold in your hand, or that you have to make a life and death decision. You see? So, but you know what? And then you read the little bit that they have of Enoch. I mean, I say Enoch, well, him too. But you read the little bit that they have of the being they call Lucifer, right? Even though Lucifer have life, the word life in it, and it has the word crown in it. You see, even though it has that, and even though it said Lucifer failed, where did he fall to? Where did he fall to? When I come out the womb, well, you know, oftentimes when people fall, you see, I think if they're conscious and they don't know how to rope themselves when they're falling, you see, I don't know. Listen. I don't know. But I know oftentimes people fall from a distance. You see, it's they'll fall head first. And I know that you come out the womb head first. You see, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to take all this romantic cloud and stuff away from these bodies that's inside of the Bible. You see, you know, it's like, it's strictly almost like analogies and metaphors and all these other type of things. It's, you know, they're literally talking about a body, a molecular system, you know, an electric too, you know, system. You know, they're talking about a body, you see, and how the body functions from the inside and on the outside. You see, it's talking about a body. It has two poles. It has two poles, you see. Because one thing about the Bible that I never understood. I never understood when they talk about the Savior of humanity. You see, in the Savior of humanity, his name was Jesus. You know, and some people call him Yahweh Shai, some people call him Yahushua. You see, but it's not written that he had a wife or he had children. You see, but if you put him on a scale of what was created and how he was created and where he came from, you see, and where he came from, because nobody was there, you see, that can bear witness to a birth. You see, what did they do with the placenta when he came out the womb? You see, how much pain did this child go, because she was a child when she had him. She was a baby. She wasn't, according to our standards, you see, she was a baby, like a teenager or something, you see. I'm just trying to figure it out, you see. In this day and time, that whole body would have been called a pedophile. You see, a pedophile, or she was raped or something, you see. Who would believe what happened? And why do they want you to believe that? Why do they want you to believe that he don't have an earthly father? You see, because if that goes down inside of your head, you believe it's okay to walk out or to get a divorce or whatever. I used to call myself a lifer, you see. When you're seeing so many things and you just don't cut out right then and there, you see. But sometimes when you tell people from the heart why you did leave, you see, you don't know. I mean, it's like, your shit is simple. It's a simple understanding, you know. It's like, I didn't like leave and say fuck y'all. It wasn't like that. My intent, it was intentional. You see, it was intentional. You see, I talked to my mother. You see, and by the sounds of her voice, she brought me here. You see, as soon as I walked into this state, 2 days later, I had a motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had a motherfucking job. As soon as I came to this motherfucker, I started working, you see? You know, I started working all the way up to year 2002, some shit. You see? You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, no, it was more than, 2009, 9 or 10, 2009. Let's put it like that, to 2009. You see? I started to, you know, everything started changing in my world. You see, started changing in my world. The mind that I'm having right now came in. You see, I'm thinking. You see, I'm thinking away from the system. You see, and it's a bad thing. It's a horrible thing if you can endure this. You know, oftentimes people try to do it just by themselves, and then they'll go off into a wilderness somewhere. You see, I can't do that because of the color of my skin. I can't just go up in the mountains and shit and travel and be free and shit. You see what I'm saying? Shit, you know, fight the animals and the bears and the coyotes and the mountain lions and shit down this motherfucker. You see, listen, you know, you can't do those things with this color, because you already have a field of people that don't look like you. And you coming up there, the first thing they'll think is that, you know, you running from the police. You know, as with them, they probably are also, you see. But anyway, anyway, I'm just thinking, man. I ain't thinking about going up to the motherfucking mountains nowhere. You do, you know. I was set here. You see, but that 666, it's a system, and you all are in that system, and you all have the mark of the beast. You see, you can hear it. You can hear it. You can see it. The way people talk, the way they act, how they change the laws with the man and the man and the woman and the woman, all these type things. You see, this is all a part of the mark of the beast. You see, you have people with money on their shoulders like this, like it's a phone and all this other type of stuff. You know, they're happy. You see, they're happy. They're joyful because, you see, they can buy, they can sell, they can trade. You see, they in the door to where they can do those things. But if you don't have anything to buy, sell, and trade, and you just swimming in debt, you see, swimming in debt, you know, because of your phallus. Because of your phallus, you're in phallus debt. You see, you're in phallus debt. You didn't come into debt by spending, not learning how to use your money. No, you fell into debt. You see, not because you didn't pay your child support. You see, you fell into debt because of interest. You see, interest put you in debt. You see what I'm saying? And you didn't even know that you had interest. It's like I'm paying, but at the same time, I got to pay the interest too. So the interest is building up as if they knew that I was gonna leave. You see, I hate saying that because, yeah, I left, but it wasn't no intentional thing. It wasn't like, I mean, it was intentional, but it wasn't it wasn't something that I would, you know how people do. You know, fuck y'all. I'm leaving. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck you and your kids, bitch. You know how people be talking and shit. It wasn't nothing like that shit. I kissed my wife. I kissed both of my children when they left. I stood right there in the corridor of that apartment building we lived in, or that condominium complex we lived in. And watch my babies cry. And I never went back. I never went back. I never went back. You see? When you get a call and the person tell you that there ain't nothing there for you, and the environment you came in, you don't tell no motherfucker that. You don't tell no man that shit from the environment you come from. You don't tell no man, you see, there's nothing there for you. You see, you knew exactly what she was saying. You see, even though it was false, you see, even though the shit was false, she just didn't know. You know, I can't, you know what, I just can't stand that shit. That shit is so motherfucking rotten in my core. You see. But you know what? It's not even rotten, you see. That, you know, it's like a fermentation, you see. And I shipped this shit out about 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, before I moved here. I shipped that shit out. You see. And you not being around people who claim you to be a relative, when you not being around them, they don't know you. They only know you through people that's mobile or they can get around. You see, family members that can get around and stuff. You know, they'll mention your name and then somebody will talk to them about you as if the person that's talking actually been around you. You see, ain't nobody been around me. You see, ain't nobody been around me. You see, and you just holding on and holding on and holding on. You see, you don't. A lot of people don't understand the psychology of certain things. When you're young, growing up, and you see your uncle walking miles upon miles upon miles just to see his brother and his sister, and the door is shut in his face, or people don't answer the door, or you hearing your mother or hear your father, don't open that door, don't open that door. When you hearing that shit, and then all of a sudden that same stench is upon you. You see what I'm saying? And I'm up here looking and looking in the family, trying to figure out who's going to be the next me. You see? And and it's like, no, I never heard my uncle talk really about these things. But his nephew was talking about it loud and bold. You see what I'm saying? Loud and bold. So one of the nephews who can hear me, you talking, you see, they would say, oh, fuck that. I'm not going to be like Unc. I'm not going to be like Grand Unc. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Listen, Grand Unc. You see. But, it's a heavy, wild, creepy ass situation. You see. And you just holding on and holding on and holding on. You see, because the shit that went on with you, it wasn't deep or heavy like to where it's gonna kill somebody or destroy their livelihood. You see, it wasn't like that. It was just to better, you see. And plus, I was a youngster. Then at 21 and 20 and 21 years old. I didn't know shit. I'm still coming off of being a virgin and shit. You see what I'm saying? I ain't know shit, but what I did think from watching television and shit, that when you impregnate somebody, you're supposed to get them pregnant. But how do you know you impregnate somebody? You have to know by the woman. She will have to tell you, because you don't know. You don't know if she's barren. You don't know nothing about her. You don't even know if you're barren, if your seeds work. You don't know nothing. You see? So you don't fornicate. You don't do that. You have assurance. You see? That everything is secure. Before you do anything, make sure you're secure in all that you do. You see? You don't just because she's pretty and got a big butt, you see, and little perky ass motherfucking titties and shit. No. You don't know. Hell no. You don't do that. And you start feeling a certain type of way, and and you already didn't have sex with her. You already didn't, been intimate with her before the flesh even got involved. You see, you already didn't ejaculated. You see what I'm saying? Was that the right word? Shit, I don't know. Before you spilled your seeds inside of the womb or whatever. You see, in your head, you already done these things in your mind, in your head. You see. And so when the time comes to do it physically and shit, you see, danger. You see, you didn't know nothing about all that type shit. You see, you grew up in a Methodist church. They don't talk about the real deal. And if they do talk about the real deal, it's for the adults. You see, and then the adults know, and then they do their thing. They become something, you see, freaky diggy and shit, and but it's hidden. It's just for the adults to be freaky diggy. You carry your ass to church, we gonna take you. You see, then you go start getting older and shit and learning like, damn. Look, I'm thinking like my mother and my father. It's you see, I'm seeing the hypocrisies in certain things. I'm learning. You see, you start learning these things. Just like when you learned when you got married and all these other type things. You see, and then tried to do it again. You see, because but you met the same person, but one was a blue collar, one was a white collar. That's female. You see, administrative, and one didn't give a fuck, how she working. As long as she make that money, you see, that's just what she does, you see. And I truly love both of them. I think both of them were sexy, and they are still sexy today. You see, my children's mothers. You see. But that immaturity, it'll fuck you up. It'll fuck you up. You see. When you, let me see, I know I was supposed to graduate in 1985. I failed the 11th grade in '84. And so I'm like, fuck y'all. Fuck this shit. I don't know how I failed this shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how. I took the test, the IQ test, all this type of shit at Castleman. I made a good score. I made a good score, but I'm failing all these other classes and shit, because I wasn't going to school. You see, because I wasn't going to school. I started doing better in school when I got that job at Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? started doing a little better. You see. Or was that in the summertime? I don't know. I'm just going through my life and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to close this book up, and I don't know where I'm going. I'm about to get the fuck out of here. You see, you tell people about what you're about to do, and it's like you hated it because you have memory of people. But your memory is soaked in love. That's why it hurts so bad, because it was love and shit that you ignored them and ignored people and walked away, didn't too much say nothing back to them because of love. You see, and now it's like, you see, you about to disappear. You about to disappear, and you like, damn. The memory of what they said was yours and what you believed was yours, but the systems said turn their head, and so they turned their head from their father. Because the system and the people, when you hearing people, when you lose your job and certain things happen in your world, you hear people say, kick his ass out, and they're not thinking about your children, and you ain't abusing the woman, the wife, you ain't beating her, you see, you ain't doing none of that type shit to her, you see? You just going through a little something, you see? And so, all the people that felt like they knew you, or you felt like you knew them, all of them said, kick his ass out. And I'm looking at myself like, well, do I stink? Well, what the fuck is going on with me? What you mean? They in your house telling you to kick them out. And you sitting there like, God damn. What the fuck is this shit? I mean, they feel comfortable. How did I get to the point to where, what did I do to make them feel comfortable? To come into my house, to come into my world and start talking like I don't even exist in my own motherfucking house. How did that happen? Where did that shit come from? Is that love? That's not love, I don't think. I don't know what that shit is. But wherever that shit is, it stripped me from my life. You see, it stripped me from my life. And so that's why I got to cut out. I got to get the fuck out.